a very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here in the Centrum on deck number 4. Just gone 10 o'clock this morning. Everybody have a good sleep last night? Oh, you were so good. Yes, this morning joining me, you fellow guests. Actually, I'm Bobby, your cruise director. Great to have you here with us. It's Evie. Evie's all the way from Sydney. Before we were going live on the air there, Evie was telling me that she runs a catering company back home. She normally caters for about 300 people on a weekend. Isn't that right, Evie?
Oh, you're exaggerating. Probably 200.
Round about 200. So she knows exactly what she's doing here. In fact, this will be a piece of cake for you. Oh, cheesy joke. There we go. So, Evie, you're going to take station number 3. I'm going to take station number 2. We're going to go straight over to our chef. How about a nice round of applause for Greg? And also Armando. Over to Armando.
All right, like Bobby said, we have the same on all 3 stations. We have the same equipment, the same ingredients. Like Bobby said, one of the most important will be the Cruise washer liquor that Greg has in his hands now. Then we have some black cherries, we have regular Macherino cherries, and we have some chocolate chips as well. We have some whipped cream, we have a chocolate cake, and on the equipment side, we have a serrated knife, a bread knife. Always make sure you taste the product so you know it's the right flavors and the right consistency that you need. There we go. I think it's just the right amount of alcohol in that. So let's get started, Greg. What are we gonna do first? So first, we're gonna cut the cake in 3 pieces. So we're gonna do 3 slices to the cake. And that will do the trick. So you want to have it evenly, like more or less the same size, all 3. As you can see, Bobby has a different technique for this process, and it's a lot helpful as well. So there we go. You can have 3, 6, or 7 slices, whatever you get at the end. That's not a problem. There we go. I think Bobby has a puzzle now and not a cake anymore. All right, so one more slice over there, Evie. You can put it out. You have just put it on the side. There you go. Okay, so for the first slice, or first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna put a little of the Cruise washer liquor, just enough to give some flavor to the cake. Of course, make sure you try the product before. Just enough to get the cake a little bit moist, like I just said, just like Bobby did. Okay, so our next step, we're gonna grab a little bit of the whipped cream, and we're gonna spread it through with the spatula. Just evenly spread. There we go. Don't worry about being a little bit messy. It's all about having fun, enjoying, and sharing. It's all about a good time. So just evenly distribute the whipped cream. And then we're gonna put a little bit of the black cherries. Just distribute them again around the whipped cream to make sure. I think you're scared, Bobby. What have you done this time? Okay, like I said before, make sure you try the product. Make sure you try all the ingredients. So evenly distribute them. There you go. Just like Bobby did. Nicely and evenly distribute them. Make sure you press a little bit so everything is tight and nice together. There you go. Okay, so our next step, we're going to put one more of those layers of the cake. For Bobby, how many you got? 2 or 3? I think it's a couple pieces. That will do the trick. There we go. That will do. Again, we're going to put a little bit of Cruise washer, just enough to keep it moist. And there you go. Of course, just a little bit more. And then one more time, we're going to do a little bit more whipped cream. There you go. And again, we're just going to evenly distribute it with our spatula. Just like Greg is doing. You can twist the base a little bit so you make it a little bit easier and faster as well. All right, we're almost there. One more time, we're gonna add the rest of the black cherries. We're gonna put them there. Again, evenly distribute them. You can always make some extra room like Bobby's making to make sure everything is there. There you go. Okay, so one last time, we're gonna put the last layer of the sponge cake, the chocolate sponge cake. Oh, the last two for Bobby over there. Again, a little bit of the curse washer, just enough to keep it moist. There we go. Just enough to get some flavor in it. And there you go. Like I said before, you always kind of squeeze it back together. That's not a big deal. All right. Evie is doing just fine over there. Like Bobby said, she does around 300 people on the weekend, so she's showing all those expertise that she has. So one last time, more whipped cream. Just this time, we're going to cover the whole thing, the whole cake. You want to cover the sides as well. And make sure all the sponge cake is not visible anymore. There we go. As you can see how Greg is doing with the spatula and turning the base at the same time. Just going to cover everything. Evie, you want to put a little bit on the side as well, so you cover the side of the cake. There we go. Bobby is doing a very, very good job over there, doing very fast. He's ahead of the game already. As you can see, giving a nice form, squeeze together to that cake. Very nice. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for Evie a little bit there. She's almost there. She's putting extra little details there just to show that expertise that she has with our catering company back home. So she's showing those skills over there. All right, we're almost there. So our next step, we're gonna put a little bit of whipped cream on our piping bag, Bobby, so you can. Oh, actually, we're going to mark the cake before. Sorry about that. So with the back of the knife, you want to do 16 marks on the cake. 16. There you go. There you go. Just slightly touch it. Just a very small mark. That will do the trick. How many you got there, Bobby? There you go. You got, I think, 32, but that will do the trick as well. It's for everybody. It's for everyone to share, so that will do the trick. All right, so now we're going to head and put a little bit of whipped cream on the piping bag. And we're going to do piping a little tornadoes on top of the cake. You got that, Bobby? Or are you going to need some help? You can run, but you can hide. There you go. Okay, so just a little bit of the whipped cream inside. As you can see, Bobby is a hands-on person, making sure enjoying the cooking and putting some passion on it. Like I said before, it's all about sharing and having fun. Okay, so we're gonna do the piping on top and just one on each of those marks that you make. There you go. You can always borrow from the neighbor. It's all about sharing and having fun. All right. You have to try the product. You have to make sure that consistency and the flavor is right. Is it good? Excellent. Now, I'm on diet. All right. So, just going to wait for Bobby. 16 on one of those on each marks that you make. There you go. That will do the trick. Almost there. See, Bobby, a little bit of abstract decoration there. It's slightly different, but again, unique. And there you go. All right, now we're going to add a little bit of chocolate chips on the side. We're gonna put on the center again, so don't worry. Just sprinkle them on the side. And now watch this very careful. This is a technique that Bobby has developed along the years. And this is gonna help you to do your decorations a lot faster and easier. He's cleaning the table now so he can do his technique. Watch this very, very careful. This is gonna be very, very useful for you guys at home. And Evie, you can use this technique as well when you have your catering, doing 500, 600 people like you do every weekend back home. All right, he's getting ready now. And there you go. Okay, so we need a spatula just to pick up the cake. And now watch this very, very careful. And just squeeze it together so it stays nice and tight. And now with a very fast move, you want to put it all back together. It didn't work out so good this time, but again, it's all about having fun. There you go. You can always squeeze it back together. That's not a big deal. Okay. See, you giving back that form to cake. And there you go. So this is a very nice technique. Give it a big round of applause for Bobby. You guys can do this at home. Will be very, very helpful for all of you guys. So now the last touch will be the cherries on top on one of those pipings that you put on top. And of course, right in the end, we're gonna add a little more chocolate chips on the center of the cake. Again, make sure you try it. There you go. That's the cherry on the cake. Okay, so just as Bobby's doing, nicely distribute the cherries around the cake. And again, if you have some little bit of extra chocolate chips there, you put some on top. Okay, so we come to a very crucial moment now. Let's just wait for Evie to finish the decoration of her cake. There we go. You all done, Evie? Okay, so this is a very crucial moment. This is a very important moment. We're going to transfer the cake from the base to the plate. Did I forget to mention that, Bobby? So with the knife, you're just going to slightly put the knife under the board, and then you're just going to transfer it to your plate. And that will do the trick. Just be very careful. Make sure it's off. There we go. Picked it up. Perfectly transferred. There we go. Give it up for Evie. Nice. Okay, Bobby, it's now your turn. This is one more technique that Bobby has developed. Watch this careful. This is going to help you guys a lot too when you're doing this at home. There we go. Perfectly transferred. Perfectly done. Give it up for Bobby. All right, now everybody bring their cake to the tasting table. We're going to do a little bit tasting now. We're going to start with Bobby's cake. Make sure you're 21 and older. Bring your ID, because I think it has a little bit of extra alcohol. So everybody in front of their each cake. As you can see, Bobby has done an excellent job. Greg, I don't know what happened with you today. Something happened there. Please give it up for Bobby, give it up for Greg, and give it up for Evie, our guest of today on the cake challenge.
Come on, please put your hands together one more time for Evie, doing a marvelous job here with cake number 1. Also Greg and also Amanda, I'll give them a nice round of applause from our culinary team here on board the Radiance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to do a little bit of taste. And as you heard there from the chef, you must be over the age of 21 for this cake. You may find these two cakes a little bit on the dry side. This one, lovely and moist, yeah. And by the way, no cake and driving, so that means the captain's out of this one. He can't have any of that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to come on down and taste the cake. Once again, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great day with us here on board the Radiance of the Seas. I'm Bobby, your cruise director, along with the whole team. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you upstairs for horse racing.